I think it's something much more natural that, and then we go back to the idea of objective truth, you know,
Hmm.
then if you, if you from that idea, you can establish the existence of an objective truth. There's something that transcends, that goes beyond us, that goes beyond our, let's say, our understanding, ability to understand, that will naturally create those laws, those values, that we live by. So,
Yeah, but I would say again the commonality is biology, and if we're gonna if we add
I mean, if you
complexity to the way we engage with our own senses,
if you
and
want
we
to
add
limit to
reasoning,
biology and
and
material,
well, it's not limiting; it's observing. Like I can trace a very nice correlation between the things that one create pleasure in me and create pain in me versus, and then if I extrapolate to a group of people, like what is the better outcome? It's something that is more selfish and benefits me more than the other group, or something that it might not be as good for me but will benefit um more directly more the rest of the group, which indirectly will benefit me. I have the reasoning to make that call,
hmm,
right? So I'm not a purely like computer program which you press one key you get this outcome, you press this other key you get this other outcome. You can due to our, maybe our very big brains, we can adjust for these variables, and eventually we can create this point where these quote unquote rules of establishment arise, and you say, oh well, that's divinity. Well, maybe it's just a byproduct of a complex string of stimulation and ability to predict the future, you know.
no, and I'm not, I'm not saying that. I'm not like trying to simplify the
Right.
complexity of the, of this subject, um, by any means, by using just the slogan, divinity.
Right, right, right,
Oh,
right,
try to explain everything that's unexplainable
right.
by saying, "Oh, it's God," or "It's the ether," or "It's the divine." I'm not saying that. I'm just trying to understand the source of
Right.
things, which
Well, that's a good for me. That's a
poor
good
me.
enough for me. That's a good enough source, and that being the same source, it can extrapolate and can create wildly different societies with wildly different values, and it still makes sense in the context because, again, like I said, I'm not sure if you agree, but the big commonality that we have as human beings is our biology, and so that's why you might have like the tribes in the Amazon, and you might have the people in Africa and live in totally different societies
Yeah.
and with totally different values, but that is still like they create their own culture. It's kind of like balls in the pool table that they sort of hit and they scatter chaotically through the table, but the fundamental principles that guide them are the same. They just happen to be in different environments, and a consequence, a string of decisions influence the next decisions and influence the next decision, and then they became what they are today. It's like saying that
But
even culture can evolve based on the previous culture that was
yeah.
there. And that's
But see,
my final
if you
thoughts.
take
Those
that
are my final thoughts.
commonality as biology, you can break that down to elements, and to different elements and sub-elements, and try to understand what are the elements that constitute biology, and and even even by analyzing in that sense, like, is biology just what you can, like, just, are you just looking at a purely physiological way?
Well, technically, that's what biology
You
is,
know,
isn't it?
well, I don't know.
That's what it
I don't
is.
know.
That's what it is. It's literally observing, and then that ties into chemistry, which ties into particle physics,
Yeah, but
and there
yeah,
you have it.
yeah, like I said, it gets to a point that it gets a little too complicated, and you're like, where's this coming from? You know. But anyways, man, I
We got, I
mean, we're
think,
never gonna get to the bottom of this.
what? The meaning of life not resolved on our first episode. Unsubscribe,
But
dislike.
we got pretty deep, and hopefully you guys, I don't know, even I got lost
Ha!
at certain points,
Bro.
of our conversation, and I don't know, hopefully we were able to kind of make sense and express
And
ourselves in
at
a
moments, I think we did.
not a super complicated way, because we're also like
We're figuring it out.
exactly, and not just that, we're trying to better ourselves as we go, and our ability to speak, our ability to communicate complex things in a more simple way. Sometimes I feel like I get trapped into ideas that I've heard from someone, and I'm trying to explain that I'm not eloquent enough, or I don't have I don't have the intellectual background or
Hmm.
density to explain things in a more eloquent way. So this is the idea also, like to try to improve those communication skills,
Right.
you know so yeah, are we done?
Well, we're done. I would like to give out some final thoughts, but I think we got our stuff out
I made some notes and
today,
I didn't have a chance to go through them.
right? Because this is an endless conversation. Sometimes it gets a little bit circular, but I guess it's fine
Yeah,
because we're
what
trying
did you
to.
think?
I liked it.
You
I
liked
mean,
it?
again, I always enjoy spending,
I know,
these conversations, and
it's
it
interesting.
this beats the WhatsApp voice messages that we send back and forth over the span of weeks
I
talking
know
about
this
the
is a
same
lot more
project.
fun, man. Yeah.